Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. If you're new or if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. If you've already subscribed or if you subscribed today, thank you so much. Big ol' hug. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very grateful for all of you. Without viewers and subscribers, I would not have a channel. So all right, so those of you who are new and don't know, I'm also an author. I'm writing a series. It's an action-adventure love story on superhero twin flames. It's called Perception, the Two Yet One. Book 1 here, which I've read aloud live on Facebook and uploaded all of those videos to YouTube for you to watch. Book 2 is published and available for those of you who are interested. All the links that you need for my books to purchase or watch me read book 1 aloud is they're all in the description box below. I'm still offering personal readings. If you would like one, the information to contact me is also in the description box below. Okay, so welcome back. Sorry, I'm a little scratchy. I have allergies, and with the air conditioner going on, I'm not complaining. I love the coolness, but I'm having a lot of scratchiness in my throat because of my allergies. All right, so what we're doing here is, since this is the Mother Speaks Tarot, and it is a channel that the Sacred Feminine Energy asked me to create, and she gave me the name and everything. It's because she's been ignored and downplayed for thousands of years, and she wanted a platform to speak and be heard. And, so I created this channel for her. And so last month was Mother's Day, and because this is the Mother Speaks Tarot, we celebrated it all month long. We did that by receiving our messages from different mother energies each week. And so since we just had Father's Day this last weekend, pardon me, we are celebrating Father's Day all month as well. So the first week we received our messages from Master Jesus. This last week we received our messages from Thoth. And this week we're receiving our messages from who I'm calling Father Nature. The third week of last month we received our messages from Mother Earth, and so the equivalent to me is Father Nature. And here we have the Green Man. Isn't he happy? I love the Green Man. I used to make bracelets with Green Man. And then we have Cernunnos. Isn't he cute? All right, so you got Mother Nature, and this is Father Nature. All right, so because the Green Man and Cernunnos are both from the United Kingdom, the tarot that I'm using today is the Forest of Enchantment Tarot by Linnea Weatherstone, illustrated by Marilla Allwood. This is based on the forests of the United Kingdom and how they're thought to be enchanted, and the fairy tales that they inspired. So there are fairy tales involved in these cards. Pardon me. If I need to clarify anything, I'll use my teeny tiny Rider Tarot deck. And at the end of the reading, I'm going to pull at least 2 cards from the Earth Magic Oracle card deck by Stephen D. Farmer. And I'm going to read from its tiny little book. Okay. All right, so as a reader, I read minor arcana cards as messages about your free will. I read major arcana cards as messages about your divine blueprint. That is the plan that you made for your own life before you incarnated, so that you would encounter and hopefully learn certain poignant lessons of life that, when learned, raise the vibration and wisdom encoded within your soul. The free will makes it possible to go down in vibration in a lifetime, but if you can manage to rise in vibration and wisdom lifetime after lifetime, you eventually get to a place that is called enlightened, like Jesus, like Isis, Thoth. And we know that those people can affect a great deal of positive change on the planet. So when I'm looking at your major arcana cards, it's kind of like looking at your fate, but not really, because of the free will thing. Okay. Now there are times, we all know there's times in our lives where something will happen and we can't stop it, or we can't make something happen that we really wanted to happen. And those are written. We wrote them in there that way. And those times are indicated to me by the Wheel of Fortune card, which you do not have. You don't? That you do not have. Alrighty. Okie dokie, Scorpio. Right here at the heart of everything, we have somebody sneaky trying to get away with something. This is one of, now this is the Seven of Challenges, which would be the Seven of Swords. Okay. Now the Seven of Swords is usually with somebody deceiving you, somebody trying to get away with something, somebody trying to steal something that is yours, whether it's your personal property or your intellectual property, which means, you know, your ideas, your creative, anything that you create, that's your intellectual property. But as a dog lover, a canine lover, I just really love this card because these are foxes. Of course, this is the Enchanted Forest, so these are magical foxes, and they don't steal things like food. They steal things you don't expect them to steal. And they do it because it is fun to get one over on someone, but also because they want to steal these things. Now, what you don't know about, like, this particular fox right here is you're like, okay, so what the heck? I mean, a bag of something, sure, I can see that. But, you know, whatever that is, why is he going to play that thing? You know, why does he have a teacup? Well, it's because I read the little book in here and the explanation of these images. And this fox is really happy to have this cup because he's already got the matching saucer at home. So this is something that these poor traveler folks over here who have gone to bed feeling pretty secure for the night here. These are the things that they're not expecting. That's part of the joy of these foxes stealing from them, because they're like, they've got no clue that we're going to steal these things that they think we don't want. So there's something to that for you here, where this is also air energy, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. So it could be an air sign that's trying to get away with something that you're not expecting for them to take from you or deceive you about, okay? But it doesn't have to be an air sign, but there's definitely something sneaky going on here. Now, the energy that is crossing that is this major arcana card, okay? This is the Forge. This is, in other decks, it's called Temperance or Art. And so what this is, it's all about moderation, not too much, not too little. It's about staying in balance. It's about the grand alchemy of life, even, because these, anybody who works magic, you have to have earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So they take the earth, the metal ore, and they put it in the fire, and then they take it out into the air, and then they put it into the water. And they put their intentions, they put their work, their basically their magic into these things they're building. They're creating magical weapons or tools. It might just be weapons, but I'm going to put tools in there too, because it shouldn't always just be weapons, right? So this is like alchemy. It's taking something and turning it into something completely different at the molecular level. That's why when people talk about alchemy, they can take a base metal and turn it into gold, because they've completely changed that bit of matter with their intention, with their magical abilities, okay? So this is about balancing your masculine and feminine energies too, because everybody has masculine and feminine energies. This is knowing when not to use too much or not to have too little of something in your life. This is basically the key to life. The grand alchemy of life is not doing too much, not doing too little, really, of anything. Okay, so I feel like when it comes to this deception that's going on here at the heart of everything, you're doing your best to stay balanced. You're doing your best to yeah, balance out your energies, you know, probably keep your head, stay calm. You're doing the good work. Now, what is at the root of all this is the Ten of Boons here. Pardon me. I'm going to have to pause you for a second. Hang on. All right. All right, so this is the Ten of Boons. Boons is pentacles or coins. This is earth energy, okay? So this forge is fire energy, okay? So you've got air and you've got fire. And, you know, you really, for fire to survive, it needs air. Anyway, so now what we have here is earth energy. It's all about your health and your wealth. But this Ten of Boons, traditionally the Ten of Pentacles is about the family that you come from, where you get your inheritance from, whether it's DNA or money, you know, your health and your wealth. But this particular deck is a little bit different when it comes to the Ten of Boons or the Ten of Pentacles, because they liken your spiritual journey to going through the enchanted forest, okay? So you are traveling through the enchanted forest of your spiritual journey, and you get to this house, and you know, you open the door and there's all these awesome people in there. They're not related. They're not, you don't know who they are, but they're all friendly. They're having a lot of fun. Look at them dancing. And then it says here that nobody knows that this dog is about to stand up and knock over the table, and you know, it's just a lot of fun. And what these people represent is your soul family. Normally the Ten of Cups is the soul family, but in this particular deck, this is about like finding your soul family. So the root of this is your soul family, being with them, finding them, being a part of them. You may have already. This could be that your soul family is your family. Okay, so this may have everything to do, well, it does. It has everything to do with your soul family, whether it's your actual blood family or not. So it looks like maybe somebody is going to try to steal something from you, and they're part of your family, your soul family here, maybe. Let's see what's going on here. You know, sometimes the Seven of Challenges, the Seven of Swords, is self-deception. But I don't see that because of this balance. I would say that to counter something like this, someone would have to try to stay in balance. And since this is a major arcana card, I think this is you like consciously saying, no, I'm not going to let this knock me out of balance. Now, this is what's in your recent past that is moving out of your life at this time. Okay, so this is the Five of Challenges, which would be the Five of Swords. Okay, and this is a conflict, a bad conflict. This is gossip. This is slander. Usually, this is getting one up on the other, competition. Just a bunch of awful, awful conflict. Now, you can see this is just one dude here, though. I mean, a lot of the times you'll see a Five of Swords where there's at least one guy gathering the swords, and the losers are walking away and they're all sad and everything. But here we just have this one guy. Well, look at him. He's a giant. He is holding a tree. Okay? And now the book on this deck says that he's not evil, but he just doesn't have patience for little humans, especially those who want to mess with him. He can pick up a tree right out of the ground. And if you don't get out of his way, he's going to step on you. Okay? So what this represents is an insurmountable force. Okay? In this particular deck, he represents something that you can try to go up against, but you won't win. But however, I add something to this. Just because he's a giant doesn't mean he's an insurmountable force. Look at what happened with Jack and the Beanstalk, right? However, for you, this conflict, this drama, this danger, this insurmountable force never fully manifested for you. And that's what it means in this deck. This is in the reverse here. This deck doesn't have reversed meanings. So I can read it like the energy of this card is there, but it's not in its full power. That's what I mean by manifested or not. This would be in its full power. This would say that this really happened. But when it's upside down, it's like maybe you thought it was going to happen, or maybe it began to happen a little bit or something, but it didn't. It didn't fully come into being. So now it's coming out, it's leaving your life. Okay? The next two cards for me as a reader are future cards. So in your future, you're going to have this this energy here of, now this can go two ways. I want to show it to you right side up. Okay, so what this is the Two of Spells, which is basically the Two of Wands. Okay, this can be several things. Okay, this can be creation from destruction. This can be a choice between two extremes. This can be you learning lessons and now it's time for some sort of change. So this energy could be manifesting, but not quite yet. It may still simply be a possibility. However, for others of you, this could represent what the reversal of this actual card means in other decks, which is a difference of opinion. This has elements of surprise. Okay. Sometimes emotion comes up. Sometimes this is fear. So you're going to see what this is, but so you may have a choice in extremes here, because that's normally what it means for me. Now, this is going to all become clearer as I go along too. I have to just start talking for this stuff to come out. Now, this is your other future card here, and this is the Four of Challenges. So you've got the 4 and the 5. 4, 5, and 7. So you've got earth, you've got air, you've got fire, and you do have water. Okay, so you do have all your elements. Just checking. Now, the 4 of Challenges is usually about rest. You can see that this is kind of like an oasis type tree. It's a magical tree, of course. It's in the enchanted forest. That's why it's magical. And instead of being like an evergreen, which we know that they're green all the time, this is a different type of tree. This is like a fruit tree. And you can tell that it's magical because the grass underneath it is also green, whereas everything else is dead and icy. This is like a little oasis in the middle of this forest. And see, the ribbons that are tied on there are from other people who rested under this tree. Okay, so it's like these ribbons are they're pretty, but they're saying, they're telling anybody else who comes here, look at this beautiful place. I was here, and these are all people who survived this cold forest, you know, probably by spending a little time under this tree. Now, Challenges is swords. Okay, so swords is all about the mind and logic and, you know, even intuition sometimes. And here, because the 4 of Swords, which is what Challenges are, the 4 of Swords represents some rest. You're going to have some rest. But because the Swords also is your mind, I often read this as your peace of mind card. So, I mean, if you didn't have peace of mind, would you be able to rest? Okay, so I think that there is a rest in your future. There's some peace of mind in your future. So when it comes to this card, that's why I'm thinking that you may you may have a choice to make coming up soon, because you're definitely going to have some peace of mind. And it may come after you make this choice. Okay? Now this choice, like I said, is two extremes. Okay? Sometimes the most obvious choice really is the safe choice, and then you don't get anywhere, right? When you just stay in safety, your life is just you got to push it. You got to well, you don't have to do anything, but what I mean is that in life, if you go outside of your comfort zone, that's when you're really living. So one choice can, it seems logical, like a good job, this particular job will give me everything that I've ever wanted, and I can, live in this home, and I can, and then the other one is like traveling the world for your job instead, and you don't really, but what it really is that one where you travel the world eventually gives you way more money than the other one ever could have, or something. You know what I mean? It's like you have to use your intuition a little bit here, because this is magic. This guy is using magic sticks here to divine, to like I am right now here with the tarot cards. So if you're faced with a very difficult decision, when you look at the one that looks safer, it might not be the one that will bring you more blessings. Okay. Now, here is your hope card. You're hoping for wishes to be fulfilled. This is the wish fulfillment card. This is a wishing well. And, normally the 9 of Cups, which is what this is, we'll have somebody sitting there with a bunch of cups, and they look all satisfactory and all that. They're all happy. But this one has a coin, because this is a wishing well. So to me, this has an element of earth in it, because this is it's like a pentacle. It even reminds me of Pisces, even though this is 3 fish instead of 2. A little bit of, reminds me a bit of Gemini too, because of the yin and yang that I always seem to see for Gemini. However, so what this is like, this denotes money. Okay, this is your wish fulfillment has something to do with money. And well, you know what? A hope card, the wish fulfillment card being your hope card, holy moly, that's one of the best things to ever show up in your hope section. So, and it's right side up too. So just keep on with this hope. In fact, have this faith, because you're going to have some peace of mind here eventually, because you are working so hard at this this balance that you want to keep in your life. Not too much, not too little of anything. You're watching it. Oh, wow. Okay, right. So I was just talking about Gemini, and here's the card of Gemini. This is the Lovers. This is what's going on in your current environment. This is your state of being, or this is your environment. So Cancer just had this card in the exact same place and right side up. So this could be a Gemini that you're focused on right now, but if it's not a Gemini, there is some sort of very important choice. I don't see a lot here that says anything about a love relationship. And this card is the card of choice. So this is not fully manifested just yet. And I think it's because, since this is a choice that you will eventually be making, right now there may be some differences of opinion going on, and you're still just sort of thinking about it. However, this is a major arcana card, so this is the universe telling you that this is a much more important decision than you think it is. Much more important than you think it is. Because this choice could be a choice between 2 people, that you could partner up with or fall in love with, or this choice may lead to love later on. Now, let me tell you something here, Scorpio. This is, as a twin flame reader, this is pretty exciting for me to see these two cards both upright in a reading. This is the energy that is crossing this deception, and this is your current state of being and your environment. So this is very right now energy. To me, these are twin flame cards. The Forge is where you're mixing your masculine and feminine energies perfectly to create an alchemical you, a brand new person from the inside out, and that creates your own twin flame energy. You become your own twin flame. When you become your own twin flame, you attract a counterpart, somebody who vibrates at the same vibration you do, and that makes you equals. These two are equals. They both have a bow. They both have these protective arm thingies, whatever they're called. Okay, so they're both they're archers, they're both hunters, they're both equal. And this is what twin flame is. She's mastered her masculine and feminine, and she balances them perfectly within her, and he does the same. And so they have this partnership, this love that is the type of, it's an alchemical love that changes the world around them. It is a power couple that, just like no matter where they go and whatever they touch, it blesses things as long as they can remain balanced. There are times, though, these couples can vibrate away from each other, but that's not what we're talking about here for you, Scorpio. I think that what you're doing here is, Spirit is telling you, you're doing a damn good job balancing out your masculine and feminine. You are becoming a new creation. You are becoming an evolved being, your own twin flame that brings this in, because one evolved being brings in another evolved being. And then that energy just evolves other beings and brings in blessings untold. Holy crap. All right, so here is your fear. This is more Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy, more air energy. So there's a lot of thought going on here. There's a lot of mind energy. Now, this is a warrior. This is the Knight of Swords. It's obvious. And now this particular knight in this deck is just, he's cranky. He's looking for a fight. He's itching for one. It doesn't matter if he's this way or he's in his shadow traits. He is one of these annoying knights. This is somebody who is argumentative and combative and just ready to fight. And but because this is probably a person. There could be an air sign that you're dealing with right now, but this person is not in their reversed energy. I would be more afraid of this energy if they were reversed. However, this is somebody you don't mess with. This is somebody who likes to get into arguments. This is somebody who is just ready for a fight at all times. And so, of course, this is what you fear. You're trying to stay balanced. You're trying to keep your mental sword energy in this state of peace, not this bullshit. So I can totally understand. Now, this card, this is your potential outcome here. This is kind of look at that. Okay, so this is this card has been in all three water element sign readings, because I do all the water in one day: Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio readings one after the other. I just did Cancer, and before that I did Pisces, and all of you guys had this card. You guys are all over it. You guys are look at this. This is like sick of the world. I'm sick of everything. This is apathy. This is, I don't give a shit about the beautifulness of creation all around me. My life is sucking and things just, everything sucks. Okay, we're over it. All you water signs are saying this week. You guys are just like, we are over it. So I've been going over this card in depth, and notice how he's surrounded by really beautiful stuff. Okay, he is not noticing any of it. He is not being grateful for all the wonderful things in his life. There's just, he's had a lot of, it looks like he's got a lot on his mind. This is the Four of Cups though, so this was very emotional. This is emotion. And this is, your emotion is now doing this to you. Now this is not balance exactly here. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of not exactly a warning, but it's saying, Scorpio, when you get to this point where you just feel this apathy, where you just feel like, I don't care about anything right now, I'm just unhappy, I'm depressed, I just don't see the joy in life anymore, that's when you need to start counting your blessings, because that's the only time you'll be able to look around. Now, he's not looking, but here's this magical little dragonfly here. If he managed to look, or if he was counting his blessings, which would mean looking around and seeing the beauty and majesty of creation itself, and being grateful just to be alive, being grateful just to be in that beautiful forest, that's just, he's just surrounded by magic and beautiful stuff. If he was able to do that, he'd see this magical dragonfly, and then it would probably bless him with something that would get him right out of this type of emotion. Now, I've had this card out to show you, this is more of a basic imagery for the Four of Cups here. And what you see is this person is, you know, sitting there like that kid is, but they're more focused on these cups. They don't see this blessing that the universe is trying to hand them. When you see a hand from a cloud, it's trying to hand this person a blessing. And what is this blessing? This is the Ace of Cups. That's a new love, unconditional love that overflows and blesses everything around it. So you may not be seeing this right now. This is developing. This is the Ace of Cups that the universe is trying to hand you. This choice is going to bring you this. Now you guys are so done. You guys are like, over it. All right. Now, here's the underlying energy here. Somebody didn't offer you their cup of love, or somebody withdrew their cup of love. This is the Knight of Cups, and he is the Prince Charming. He is the knight in shining offer that rushes in and offers his cup of love. This one is a little bit obsessive. He doesn't have a cup. He's got this music that he's trying. He saw a beautiful lady at this body of water he's sitting at, and she disappeared before he could talk to her, so now he comes back here every day and plays his harp or lyre or whatever that thing is, hoping to attract her. So that's a little bit obsessive. But here, he's in the reverse. So this is the underlying energy here. Somebody took away their cup of love, or somebody didn't offer it. Also, when the Knight of Cups is in the reverse meaning is a player, somebody who breaks hearts easily, somebody who isn't really invested in commitment to others. So I don't, even though this is the cups, maybe you weren't committed to somebody else, but I feel like this is somebody that you are probably leaving behind, because the Scorpio all year has been going through some sort of breakup. But this is something new that's coming in, and this is your soul family. This is what's at the root of this. I think that Spirit is trying to tell you that your soul family is coming in. Just, pay attention. So, all right, let's go ahead and get your Earth Magic card, and let's see what Father Nature can do to expand on this message for you. Please don't forget to like, especially if this resonates with you. Also, comment. Let me know how it resonates with you. I'm very interested. I read every comment as long as I see the notification. There's been times when I haven't seen the notification, and I feel real bad about that. But most of the times I see all the comments, and I even reply. So like, comment, share, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And also, please check out my books. You can watch me read book 1 aloud and see if you like the story. Okay, so Father Nature, can you pull this together for us, please? Can you pull this together for Scorpio? What's up with this? Thank you so much. May I have at least one more? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, oh, oh. Dude, I got chills, dude. Yep. Compassion, too. Wow. And reflection. Wow. Okay, so right away, I see reflection. So this 4 of challenges here is rest, but also this could be like meditation, because this is your mind. The challenges is mind energy, and this is a little oasis, and that's what meditation is. When we meditate, it's like being in a little oasis of our mind. Now, when you do this, I think what they want you to do is reflect. Reflect on what happened. Reflect on how you feel. Reflect on this love, this compassion. I'm telling you here, you might need to have some compassion because somebody, who knows, maybe somebody stole 7 years of your life or 7 months of your life. There's some sort of deception that went on here, but nobody can really steal that, All right. Let's see what they say. Winter solstice came out first, so let's read that one. Here it is. Okay, so there's a description part to this, and then there's a divinatory part. So I'm going to have to turn the page here. Okay, winter solstice, reflection. This midpoint of winter is not only the shortest day of the year, but also the longest night. Yeah, the solstice. The world is very still and the land dormant. Various festivals of light, it says in quotations, are celebrated and have been for thousands of years, serving as a reminder that the light will indeed return. One of them is called Diwali in India. Okay, so the Diwali thing I just interjected. Throughout many cultures, I had to turn the page, there are tales describing this time as the birth of the archetypal Sun King, including the Christian story of Jesus' birth, representing the hope of renewal from the darkest period of the solar cycle. This image portrays a simple yet powerful representation of the winter solstice. We see a clear reflection of the snowy woods on the still, frozen waters of the lake. The blue tint drapes the scene with an even greater sense of quiet and solace, inviting us to walk very softly, lest we disturb the intense yet gentle grace of the scene. The reflection of the trees on the frozen lake reminds us that this is a time for us to go inside, to both our physical shelter as well as our internal world, and there contemplate the season that is past, the season that is, and the seasons yet to come. Okay, so the divination part says, review the past year and ask yourself what the most important lessons you have had to learn are, what you have accomplished, and what dreams and visions you want to manifest in the upcoming year. Whether it has been a relatively smooth ride or a challenging series of events, acknowledge your experience as being the work of Source. No matter what your judgments, fears, or joys are. Honor whatever has happened over the previous several months with gratitude and forgiveness. Then let it go. Allow yourself some solitude so you can spend some quiet, slow time in reflection. Boom. Once you feel complete, reflect on your present life, especially focusing on what you are grateful for. Oh my God, that's exactly what this is saying. And when you get to this point, reflect on what you're grateful for. When you are finished, consider what is to come, all the different possibilities and potential that exist before you. Allow your imagination to roam without limitation or ambition and see what shows up. Notice how you feel in your body with whatever scenario plays out in your mind. These are previews of that which is gestating and can manifest and grow when cared for properly. Patience and stillness is called for here, for just as the earth cycles have their own pace, so does this cycle. Okay? So I was just saying how this past year, Scorpio has been going through a breakup. And this is saying to reflect on the past year. What have you learned? What have you learned? What have you done? All these accomplishments, all these, because you did. If you got through a year after being in a breakup or whatever kind of disappointment you've gone through, if you've been dealing with it for a year, there are many triumphs along the way. Reflect on those. Don't reflect on how much pain you went through. I mean, yes, some of that maybe, but reflect on the good things you did. Reflect on how you got through it, how strong you've been. At least don't forget about those parts. You reflect on it all, but don't spend too much time thinking about what broke your heart. I would suggest you spend more time thinking about how you powered through it, how you got yourself where you are now, and where are you now, and where do you want to go now? All right, love and compassion. A compassionate love is closer to unconditional love. If you can have compassion for yourself, you can have compassion for others. And when we do that, unconditional love is reachable. All right, in this beautiful image, we see hands reaching toward each other through a heart. The green field surrounding them is the color of the fourth or heart chakra. It's when we feel love in our heart center that we not only naturally emit the healing energy of compassion, but we also attract love and compassion. I was saying, you're calling, we're attracting love. Okay. Studies by the HeartMath Institute reveal that the electrical signals from the heart are up to 60 times stronger than the brain's. Whoa! And the magnetic field is as much as 5,000 times more powerful. Holy crap. It is a given that our thinking patterns affect our feelings and, in turn, our reality. What we put out, whether it's love, fear, empathy, sadness, and so forth, contains an incredible amount of power to shape and influence our reality. So when the focus of our attention and intention is love and compassion, we recognize no separation between self and others. Yeah, that's what I just said. You know, compassionate love is the closest that you can get to, you know, unconditional. I mean, if it's not that exactly. But what you put out there is what you bring back. That's what I was saying. So if you're going to put this out here, you're very balanced. You're going to bring in, right now, you're using your balance. And so right now, in your current state of being, you've got this coming in. However, you're going to get to this point. Okay, so when you start to feel like everything sucks and you're sick of everything, then you go to this moment, your little mental oasis, and do this reflection and continue to balance out your energy, which will continue to bring this in. Okay, so this is the divinatory part of love. Something just fell. All wounds stem from the illusion of separation from source and all of creation. The route to healing this wound is through cultivating love and compassion for every being on this planet, including yourself. Not a bland standard of unquestioned acceptance, but a heartfelt sense of profound relatedness to whatever you perceive as apart from yourself. True compassion requires not only the feeling of warmth that emanates when you are in touch with your heart center, but in acts of kindness, even if this simply means being a fully attentive listener. Respect the fact that your heart is a giver, and in parentheses it says putting out electrical energy, and a receiver, and in parentheses it says drawing in magnetic energy. So your heart gives, it outputs electrical energy and receives, it draws in magnetic energy. Okay, so these energies are best sensed by attending to the steady flow of your breathing while also noticing your heart area. Righteousness, fear, anger, and judgment are some common ways to block your natural desire to love. Forgiveness is not only letting go of judgment, but also seeing through the illusion that you and all that is separate. Look about you and inside of you and do your best to love whatever you see. So, all right, yes, this is love, but self-love is a huge part of this balance. Okay? Loving yourself, then you understand others, and then it's easier to love someone else. So also, somebody who loves themselves, somebody who's compassionate, loving, giving, kind, that's the kind of person that most people want in their life. But what most people don't know is that you kind of have to become what you want. If you want somebody that's kind and compassionate and loving and balanced, who knows how to balance their sacred masculine and feminine energies, which is basically being very mature as a soul, then that's what you have to put out to bring in someone like that. That's what you are going to bring in for yourself here. So reflect and love yourself. Understand what you've gone through. And oh my God, Scorpio, you're going to manifest, you're going to attract a beautiful, beautiful love. That was freaking awesome. And seeing as how you've only got 2 major arcana cards here, the Forge and the Lovers, which are the 2 twin flame cards, holy God. Holy God. I think you're about to be in one of the most amazing relationships once you develop the love relationship for yourself. That's what I have for you at this time, Scorpio. See you next time.